You're muted. There you go. How are you?
Good. I think I'm gonna have to put my sound up a little more. I have to say, are you Stephanie?
I am. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Betsy. So what a beautiful studio setting you have. I'm not great technology and I see this glare on my glasses, which I'm gonna be constantly trying
Oh
to get rid
no.
of.
You'll have to forgive my voice. I'm
Oh,
coming down with a cold. Um, just happened to hit me today.
oh no.
Yes, I'm a bit froggy. I apologize.
Okay, well, I'm just fixing my volume here. I think that might be better. Uh,
Oh, you have a tuxedo too.
Yes, I'm afraid she'll step on the computer. Boo-boo. Yeah. So where are you located?
I am in the Rockaways in Queens.
Okay.
I'm right at the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, for a
Uh,
long time I was in Valley Stream. But
oh, I used to live there too once upon a time.
well, now I'm in Hartford, but I've only really taught in the public school system here in Hartford. I've been an art teacher many years, but raising my kids and doing other things when I
Right.
was there in New York. I'm from Brooklyn originally. I grew up in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
okay. So you're aware of the system in New York City.
No, I'm not because I didn't teach in the system there. I was a private school and freelance and
Oh, okay.
raising my kids, but in Connecticut, in Hartford, I'm in the public school system here.
I'm sure it's not the same at all.
I jokingly, my mom actually was in the public school system in Queens. So I know a
Mine
little bit.
too. Mine
Yeah.
too. Actually, my mom is part of this club and she's in the waiting room too.
Oh, good.
So she was a New York City teacher as well. Yeah.
Okay, I hate to make you have to talk, but if anywhere along you can prompt me if I'm not showing something. I'm not nervous about the content. I'm just nervous about the technology. And I did teach through COVID with all of that, but I just never felt that I was good with, I don't have a special camera. And so I'm gonna just, do my best.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you do your presentation, are you just going to talk us through it, or do you want to share your screen or
Both. Well, I want to share the screen for a slideshow that's a Google slideshow, and I have it pulled up on another window on my computer. I'd like to show that, and that's at the
okay.
beginning. And then the rest of the stuff, I actually have the real materials. I'm about to teach this in school, and I've done it recently, so I have all this stuff here that I'm gonna just like hold up. But I noticed even that with the glare, I have to, you know,
That's okay. I mean, we are all very patient and helpful with each other.
okay.
So that's fine. Are you able to share your screen at all, or do I have to make you host?
I
Um,
don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
um,
How would I see that? Let's see.
okay, if you go down to the bottom of your screen,
Uh-huh.
you should have a button that, okay, where did everything go? This is a new version of Zoom for me, and things
Okay.
are kind of not where they were. Oh, do you have a green button at the bottom that says
Oh, yeah.
share?
Yes.
Okay, so then you would just hit that share, and whatever's on your screen will then share with everybody who's in the Zoom with us.
Okay. So,
Do you want to try it now and see what
yes.
happens? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Sharing is not turned on. Send request. You can request multiple presenters sharing.
Yeah, hit whatever it says, and then I can allow, and then try again.
I'm gonna have to make my okay, so now
that green button again and see what happens.
I did.
There we go.
You are screen sharing, and then I will,
So now I see your desktop.
yeah, and so I'm hitting,
Double click on the
on the thing I want to share.
yes, there
Oh,
it
yeah,
goes.
good. Okay, so I didn't necessarily want it in that format, but do you see it like four things?
Yes.
Okay, maybe
So
if I
then you would want to go to where is it?
slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow. Right.
Uh,
Hit that little arrow and let's see what it says.
yeah, I see it circling slowly. Maybe it's just gonna take time. Mm,
Oh, you're buffering? Is that what's happening?
maybe.
Oh, some fonts could
Yeah,
not be loaded.
I'm gonna, hmm, I'm gonna stop the share and try again in a different way.
Okay.
Not that. Hmm. Well, I guess I could do it this way. Can people, you could see this, can you?
No, you stopped sharing, so
Oh,
I just see you now.
oh. Okay, let me go back here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm screen sharing.
Okay. Your menu popped up.
I mean, I can certainly send this to people, but I really did wanna,
It should show. I mean, if you just give it a minute, double click it and see if it'll load again. I don't think you opened it. I think it's just selected.
okay, it's still buffering.
Um, Give it a second because I think it had loaded because I saw it stop
I was
you
impatient, yeah.
before you stopped sharing. Sorry.
So are all the teachers here from the New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area, from all over?
Believe it or not, they're from everywhere across the country and occasionally in other parts of the world.
Wow, this is exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, if you hit dismiss and then do slideshow, click slideshow, and then let's see what happens. Error has been reported. Huh.
But you can see the squares, right?
Yes, we can see
Can
the
you see
square.
them well enough if I have to go on them? That would be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll do that. I kind of don't want to lose that, but I have to stop the share, right?
Um, yeah, we'll just have to.
Did I stop it?
Yeah, you did. So I
Okay.
can see you. I'm gonna start letting people
Yeah.
in, and
Okay.
normally, first of all, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Um, I don't know if you know our history, but I've been doing this since COVID, where I created this club to fill the need to help each other out with digital, going from a hands-on art teaching to digital worlds. And then it just became a community where we continued to meet twice monthly and sharing best practices, and sometimes just meeting because we needed to, and making art together just as therapy for ourselves. Um, so I appreciate you sharing this project with us. And what normally happens is I let everybody in, give it about 7 minutes for people to filter in. I welcome everyone, I introduce the volunteer, and then I hand everything over to you, and I will monitor whoever's coming and going. If there are questions, I will gently interrupt you to ask you the question that had come up. So all you have to do is do your spiel, and I'll monitor the messages and the waiting room. And if they want to, when you're ready to start the project, you can walk everybody through that. I left all my stuff in my classroom because I just needed to get out of the building today,
Yeah,
and my brain is,
I know. I'm sorry you have that. Yeah. Hopefully you're not getting a rest of your voice right now, but
oh my God. By tomorrow, it'll either be back to normal or completely gone. It's just
yeah.
crazy how quickly this came on.
And
Uh,
will you prompt the ending? I mean, I'm okay with being, going till 8, or you said maybe 8:30, whatever you think, but people might not really be done making what but you can just, will you prompt that part?
we usually go till 8:30. My
Okay,
my partner, Mary Beth, will also put in the chat anybody that needs the CTLE credits. She will put a link in the chat for anybody to click on the link, and then they will fill out the form for her, and she will send them whatever they need.
okay.
Um, so I will introduce you, hand it over to you, and let you guide the meeting. And if you have any questions, you can stop and ask me. And if any questions come up in the chat, I'll let you know. And is there anything else that you need me to help you out with? Or
Well, no, I know you'll be there. It's
I'll
just
be
probably gonna
here.
be when I get to the screen share.
Yeah, don't panic about technology. We've all
Okay,
been there, and we're all patient and understanding, and do not worry about it at all.
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna let everybody in, and wow, big group. 32 people so far. 33, 34. It's the first one of the
Oh,
season,
boy.
so this is a good
Yeah.
night.
Oh, good.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Steph.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, you?
I have my first cold of the season.
I was gonna say, congratulations. Sorry.
Thank you, Curtis. My
Fight
voice
the good
is,
fight, Steph.
oh my
As
God.
they used to say, fight the good fight. Mm-hmm.
I was fine at the end of the
Yeah,
school day. I had my
right.
voice. I did art
Yeah,
club at school, and as
right.
soon as I came home, I don't know what happened.
That happened to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my voice was like, okay, we're done. That's it.
Yeah, I could hear in your, yeah.
So I apologize in advance.
Sorry.
Um, okay, so we have more people in the waiting room. This is a big night. Wow.
Okay.
Go,
Can't
Elizabeth.
stay too long, but I just wanted to drop by.
It's nice to see you.
See.
I see a lot of familiar names. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Sandra. Hello, new people, new names. Hey, Kelly Holmes and Kelly Ellis. And I feel like it's Romper Room. Remember that when she would call out everybody's names. Hi, Jill. Mom is still connecting. I'm really dating myself with the romper room.
I get the joke. I get that. It's good. The Gen X thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, this is a great first session. Let everybody come in and
Oh
then
no, my thing is ringing some more. Hold on.
okay.
Sorry. My buzzer's ringing.
Just mute yourself, okay?
Yep.
Okay. I think everybody's in. Roberta's still coming. Well, I want to say hi to everybody and apologize that the first session is so late in the season, but I'm happy to see everybody. I'm apologizing again for my voice. Everything just seems to happen at the same time. And my voice just decided it was time to take another break. We have a wonderful first-time visitor with our group, Elizabeth Carnes, who answered the call for volunteers very quickly, and I am grateful for her time and her expertise, and her project looked really fun and interesting. Elizabeth works in the Connecticut public school system, but I will let her tell you all about herself. And I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth, and I'm going to spotlight her for everybody. If anyone has questions, please put them in the chat. I'm going to monitor the chat while we're going. Your video is off, so we don't have to watch you eat. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mary Beth, my partner, has already put in the link in the chat if anybody will need CTLE credits. Please stay till the end, and she will send you whatever that you need for your CTLE credits. So without further ado, and so you don't have to hear me crackle, Elizabeth, the show is yours.
Okay, well, you see, I have a cat. So if you see me, her name is Boo, and she wants to be part of this. And I see how the light is hitting my glasses, so I'm kind of trying to lean. So and when I show you the shiny projects, they're all shiny and reflecting the light. So I'm going to be trying to see how you best can see it. I'm an art teacher in Hartford, Connecticut, in the public school system, and I've been in this school system for 12 years teaching art, elementary level. And before that, I did a wide variety of teaching on a freelance basis or as a substitute. And I'm originally from the New York area. And I've only attended one other meeting of this group at the end of last year, although I had a friend who was part of it and telling me about it. So when I saw the call, I was eager to share this particular project. So I guess that's enough that I have to say. Personally, you can ask any questions, but so my grandmother was an artist, and I will date myself too, but she did art of many types throughout her life and lived to be 99 and a half and did art every single day of her life of many sorts. But one project that we have hanging in our kitchen, I'm gonna get it and show you, is painting on glass with oil paints. And then, but she had to like paint it first color level and then back. I'm not explaining it well. And the black, well, anyway, the black is painted and behind it is aluminum foil or crumpled up tin foil. And it's framed. And it is a type of a way of making pictures decoratively that I've seen in museums and like a grandfather clock. So it's a kind of a craft way of painting that I have seen. I hope you can all see it well. So I have a number of these in my house. And I had heard of another artist who did something along those lines, but used recycled plastic laminate, which is always, recycling was always interesting to me. And I want to teach my kids about that, especially the plastic problem. So we talk about that a lot. And in the school, when the teachers laminate and they might trim off the sides, you can sometimes have quite a lot, or somebody leaves it running and there's a lot. So I put a little box in that room and I put a sign for them to save it. And I had looked into where could we recycle it, and they don't. They said they don't recycle this type of plastic. So I was very happy that at least some of it we can use. And also in teaching my young kids, I want them to know about the wide variety of materials that artists use and the different types of art. So I linked this to stained glass. Of course, it's not glass. We talk about, you know, why we can't use glass being sharp and that you need a diamond to cut it. But it is an art form and it looks like this. So it's imitation stained glass, or do you say faux? Is that how you say that word, foul or faux?
Oh, yeah.
Faux, stained glass. So I would like to share my screen and show you the PowerPoint where I introduce my students. I'm about to do this like tomorrow in my school even, but I have used this PowerPoint before. So I'm going to share my screen. And I might need a little help. Okay. Okay, can everybody see this? I know it's,
Not yet.
oh no.
Did you click the green arrow?
I did.
Okay.
Let me go back.
There we go.
Okay, now my computer has been taking a long time to buffer. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so I hope it's big enough for you to see, because I can't seem to get it into the true slideshow format, but the first one, even I can't read it. Let's see. Well, stained glass art. So I'm introducing them to the art of stained glass around the world from many ages and for many purposes. Going over to 2, artists have created art with colored glass outlined with black strips of metal, of the metal lead for over 1,000 years. The glass is colored with metals from the earth. And I don't think you can see me, so when we're done, I'll show you. I bring a little real stained glass ornament from a window just to show them and let them see, because a lot of my students don't have exposure to a lot of different materials. It's one of the poorer areas of Hartford, so I just feel like for them to see and learn about different things. And also I like to connect everything back to nature and show where everything comes from as a way of knowing that they have to protect the earth, and also to show that art matters in many ways. Okay, so my screen is so small for this, I'm having a hard time reading it, and I hope you can. And I can't get it bigger. So in slide number 3, it shows some of the metals where the colors to color glass come from. Cobalt makes blue, gold makes shades of red, and brown.
Do you want me to read it?
Could you? I don't know. I can't see. Mine is too small. Please.
Sure. It says, and silver can make red or brown too. Other metals make other colors.
Yeah. Okay. And going on to slide number 4. Oh boy.
That has no text on it. It's just showing the glass workshop.
Okay. It's just that I am not able to go past this.
Is this in a drive for you or on your
It is. It is in a Google Drive and it's still buffering. So,
Do you want to share the link with
oh,
me?
here we go. I
Okay.
can share the link. I don't know if this is going to fill in. So yeah, the next one is them glass blowing, which is very interesting to the kids. And at one point, I actually had a YouTube video where they could see them blowing glass, and we have discussion. I may have to. This is disappointing me, but I may have to just send you the link to this.
Do you want to email me the link and then I'll open it for you?
Yes, at this time. Yeah, I hate to make everybody wait while I do that.
That's okay. We're used to technical difficulties.
Okay.
It's the story of our lives, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the share. Okay,
No problem. You can
bear
just
with me.
pop the link in an email and then I'll open it up and then I'll run it and you guide me through
Okay.
the slideshow.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm just opening up my email. Well, while I'm doing this, let me see if I can talk at the same time. I don't think I can talk at the same time. Sorry.
Okay.
That's my problem.
It's okay. We've all had days like that.
I
Really.
okay. I wasn't worried about what I had to share, just how to share it.
I don't think
It's
there's
okay,
anything
take your
worse
time.
than running one of these workshops and it's going really well and then realizing at the end that it never recorded
Ugh,
and
yeah.
not having, not being able to post the recording for everybody, and that was devastating. So this is fine. Don't worry
Okay.
about
Well,
it.
this is why it was hard during COVID when we had to do this sort of thing. Mhm. I'm getting there.
It's okay.
Okay.
Just let me know when you hit send and then I'll go get it from
Yeah.
my email. Kelly, it's okay.
Okay, I have sent it. Oh, it says it can't be sent.
Wow.
I'll do it later. We can do it after the meeting, I think. Can we?
You can't send the link? Is that the link or the presentation?
The link. I will try again.
Okay. That's strange that it won't send a link.
Your email is Mind and Spirit.
MNDN
Yeah.
at AOL.com.
Yeah.
If it's just a link, it should send. If it's a file you're trying to send, maybe you can copy and paste it into the chat of the Zoom. And then I could try and open it from there too. This is how we all learned technology during COVID. We all helped each other out.
Okay, now it has sent.
It sent?
It's
Okay.
it sent. Okay, I don't know what was different.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me go into my email.
Okay, so I'll just while she's doing that, I have this small real stained glass, what I show the kids, and we talk about the lead, we talk about how you have to cut the glass and, okay. And I also have displayed this picture of a Kehinde Wiley portrait of a man in a stained glass window. Later, when you see the PowerPoint or the Google Slides, we talk about the purposes of stained glass and the history of stained glass a little. So the point being here is this is a man from the neighborhood, and traditionally, maybe wealthy people only or royalty would be able to be commemorated in a portrait or in stained glass. And here, Kehinde Wiley is lifting up just a regular person in the neighborhood. So this is one of the pictures that I have on display. So let's see. Okay, so what we're going to be making is something like what I showed my grandmother had made, but with the plastic. And here's an example one of my students made recently. If you can see, it's an ice cream cone. It looks like this. In the back is the aluminum foil, and it's taped together. Here's another example. I've actually have them on display at my school right now, but
Can I ask you a silly question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Is this a Google slide presentation?
yes,
It is,
yeah.
because it did not open properly as a Google slide. It's all kind of wonky.
Mhm.
Huh. All right, keep going. I will.
And if we need to, I will definitely send it to you later. So I give the option. Also, this is without the aluminum foil. I think this is like an alien spaceship. But you could also do this and tape it to a window to make, you could see through it. So it's a little bit more like a window. So that's an option. Usually the kids have wanted to go with the tin foil. So those are our end result. And I'm showing you what I use in school. When we display them, I have a sign that explains to everyone walking by, so the bulletin boards can instruct them too. And it says that we recycle plastic laminate to help keep the earth clean. We design on the plastic with permanent markers, which make the effect of stained glass. And it shines. So maybe at this point, I should tell you the steps to make it.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay. So I'm just getting my poster that I made for the kids.
Okay.
I'm going to read it to you because you can. It was well worn. I always put something on the easel, but I have an example that I had made, which says masks, because I had done a unit on masks, but this has some interesting coloring effects I like them to see. And it also explains the way to do lettering. So the first step is to draw your idea on a plain paper. I'll say the steps, then we can do it. And then you put a piece of plastic over it. I think I'm just gonna read this to you. You draw your idea. Here I did an ice cream cone. Sometimes kids don't have an idea of what they want to draw for this, so food is always good. If I have an example of an ice cream, then I get a lot of ice creams. You draw it. And if you only have small pieces of plastic, of course, you want to draw a size of the plastic that you have, leaving a little extra around the edges. So after they draw that, you can have a piece of plastic that's going to tape down over this, and just with a black permanent marker, trace their design on the plastic. Okay, so should we do that and then we say the next thing, or shall I go through all the steps?
Well, if everybody wants to work along, we can do it a little bit at a time, so that's fine. Will this, just a quick question, will this work on a regular acetate sheet as well?
I have tried other things like that, but it really works best on the laminate from the machine. I don't really know why, and you do have to use permanent markers. Sharpies is what I have. You
Mhm.
need plenty of black ones because of the black outline, and that is to look like the lead.
Right,
And you know, I tell them to make it like a coloring book page that you're gonna color in.
got it.
And so it really, and the other thing is, although it's a permanent marker, when it's on this, it's not that permanent, which is kind of nice. You can blend colors gradually. You can mix colors, you can get blending effects. But when you color it in, because of that, you have to flip it over and color it from the back,
Right.
which of course would make your lettering backwards, and that makes everybody upset, but you show it doesn't matter because when you're going to turn it over the right way in the end, and you can't even tell what side you colored on.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't found anything but this plastic laminate to do it on that works as well.
Okay.
So another,
Rebecca has asked for the actual steps, so maybe you can give the steps one at a time,
okay,
and then we can do the work along. How's that?
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the first step, I usually have just an 8.5 by 11 paper, but if I have smaller pieces of the laminate, and maybe, you know, judging on you knowing your students, if they don't have that much patience, if their fine motor skills are weak, maybe even smaller, because it does take an effort to color everything in. So this is an example on an 8.5 by 11, but as you see, you do need a border, I would say at least an inch all around, because you're going to be folding tape on the edges when it's all said and done. So do a drawing. If you're going to do lettering, I know here I just wrote like stick letters, but it really is, it doesn't show up by the time you get the tin foil. That has a lot of distraction with the reflection when you see like thin lettering. So it's really better if you can to make block letters. I'm just pulling this one off to show you. So like on this one, the block letters that you're gonna color in. This I got a little fancy and put like Zentangle designs, but the point is that your designs need to be solid and bold, because the distraction of the tin foil and all the lines of the crumbles will make it hard to read if you just have skinny letters.
So the tape stays there permanently.
Well, there's going to be these only have the black tape on that. I had a decorative duct tape. It comes in many
Right.
colors, but yes, that's going to be there permanently because it's holding the laminate in front of the tin foil, and it also looks like a frame.
Okay.
Um,
Nicole says that C sheets work great too, and if they make a mistake, they can use a dry erase and wipe it away.
what kind of sheets? Okay.
Are you still with us, Elizabeth?
Yeah, what kind of sheets was that?
Transparency sheets or overhead sheets?
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so step one is to make your design and do a lot of detail. It's going to be more interesting if you have lots of shapes to color in, and you can also do patterns like Zentangle patterns even within one big shape of black lines, black dots. So
Okay,
it'll just make it more interesting.
got it.
Okay,
Mhm.
shall I move to the next step?
Yes.
Okay, then you will have your clear plastic. I know mine is drawn on right now, but I didn't cut any smaller, but I would be cutting them from the laminate to be the size that they're gonna, maybe an 8.5 by 11 or a little bit smaller. And then you will tape that down. I have a problem when it's from the laminate, as you see that it's curled up, and try as I might. I can't press it down, but the kids are really helpful with the tape. So I tape it over their drawing, and then you trace over everything with
And
black.
what
with black.
grades do you teach?
Well, I only do this with grades 3, 4, and 5. I teach up to 5, but I don't do it with any grade lower because I make a big deal of the permanent marker and being careful not to get it on your clothing.
Right. Okay. Got it. You can move on.
Okay,
Yep,
so
yep.
and it's a little bit tricky for them because when it's like this, sometimes you don't notice that you didn't do a part. You can see through, so you think you did it. So check it out, and then after you've done the whole thing, put your white paper to the other side, and you're going to
Uh-oh.
tape your drawing down.
Is she
But
frozen?
you have
Oh, there we go.
you
Okay.
have flipped it over. You have flipped it over to the back. Is mine to the back because it's to the back in real life, but on Zoom it looks forward.
Okay, can you repeat that? Because you froze halfway through
Oh, okay.
what you just said.
Right, after you have successfully transferred your design to the plastic, you can use the other side of your original sketch, flip it over to that side so you have a white background to work on, and then flip your drawing over so that you're gonna color it on the side where the black is not. The black is on the other side, but it's a little bit hard to tell. But if you have done some writing, it'll be backwards.
Got it.
It doesn't matter. You could, because you're gonna flip it over after anyway, and the color goes through on both sides. You can see it equally. So then it's time to color in with the colorful markers, which also are sitting in a recycled plastic lettuce container. All around my room, everything is recycled plastic. And it is great to really color everything in. If the kids are getting a little bit tired, come back to it another day because it looks really the best and the most like stained glass when you do color solid areas. Sometimes kids say, but I want that to, show through to the gray or the silver. But it really looks better if it's full of color.
Mhm.
So no scribble dibble marks, in between strokes, go back over. And color everything. So because again, it's a slippery surface, let's see if I can show you. You can do fun things of blending markers that you can't do when you're doing it on paper. If you can see here a little bit, you can slide the green into the blue. You can blend the colors. On this one, at the bottom here in this part, the color is sort of gradated, like a tie-dye fading from one to the other, because you can drag the color in. So that's a fun thing you can do. And you can also do a dark to a light, like it's in the background. So it's a little bit more like paint when you're moving it around on the plastic.
Right.
Some of my kids are capable of working with that and noticing it. So I try to point that out to them. And so that's what takes the most of the time. is to do the coloring in.
Mm-hmm.
This is usually a 2 or 3 day project as far as that goes for me, and my classes are 45 minutes each.
Okay.
When that's all done, so you may have something like this. For my grade level and my kid level, I have to do the rest. Yes, you could use your finger. No, I use the marker point. And it does make the marker color a little bit dirty, like if you're blending green into yellow, or yellow into green, the yellow, when you try to use it again, it's gonna have that green tint, but the more you color with yellow, then it cleans it off to the yellow. So I don't know if the finger could do it. I just do it with the coloring, with the tip of the marker.
Yeah, I don't think a finger would blend a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a little intensive for me or for the teacher, because I'm the one who puts the tin foil behind it and the tape, because it's a little bit tricky, and I find that if the kids try to do it, they waste a lot of tape because you have to pull out a long piece of it to make a nice neat edge and then fold it over. And it takes dexterity, and you don't want to tape too much. So I do it. And I don't know if you're looking for ways for them to do every part of it or to simplify your life. I haven't found that solution for this.
So you give yourself homework.
Yeah, so I can show you on this how I do it. Yep, I don't know if you guys are working, that's great. I'm speeding ahead here. So in a way, it's not very recycling if I've bought a brand new roll of aluminum foil for this and some plastic tape, but that's how it goes. So I take a piece that I estimate and then I lightly crumple it. I think it just increases the reflection if it's crumpled, but if you crumple it too much, you'll never get it uncrumpled. So it has to be a light crumple. And then pull it out. And then I line up one edge with the top of the tin foil. And here's the part where you can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to try to just pull out only what I need of the duct tape. Is that gets a little bit expensive, and I'm talking about expenses a lot because in our district we're just in a big budget crunch and we really haven't received any materials. Okay, so I try to put half of the tape on the front, not covering the design if possible, and then fold it over. So it's about half in front and half in back. And then I'll trim that off. And I forgot my scissors, so if you can imagine, I trim that off. And I'll do the tape down this side. And it is fun. In the past, this is just simple black tape because I was trying to save money. It was easier, but I have gotten really fun tapes like zebra stripe and rainbow. And okay, and then I would cut off here and do the same on the bottom and the same on the side here. And then it's ready to go.
Very nice.
I think the biggest expense is in buying the tapes. Well, maybe in the markers too, because you use it up by coloring in solidly.
Right. You're getting a round of applause.
Oh, thank you. So what I also like to do when this is done, now we have the markers out. I always cover the tables and the kids are accustomed to using them and they're probably a little bit used up and maybe not all the colors are available, but I try to do another project that's gonna really use them up. So this year, we had got they're pot holders. Somebody gave them to me. So it's not the best coloring, but we just colored pot holders for this season on both sides with the markers. And so it's a good way to kind of use them up.
Yeah, Susan Burns is asking what kind of paint. It's not paint, Susan, it's permanent Sharpie marker.
Yeah, it's all the permanent Sharpies and it's what they call fine point, but it's not the ultra fine. That wouldn't work well. I like using this size the best for the scale they're working on. I mean, there are fatter ones, but the thin ones do not. They would just take forever.
Right.
Another thing that I have tried, and what I showed you really was the best. Hold on. One year we did it to make a cover. I like this one because it kind of shows the different stages of doing it. It's sort of, this is a cover of a book we made, but so it shows the black and white part.
I wonder if it would work on like those sleeves, my brain is not working.
Yeah, the transparent
covers.
the bin things. Yeah, you could try. I guess you just try. I really haven't. This is again on the plastic laminate.
Right.
Page protectors.
Thank you. Oh, my brain. Page protect. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. Well, I don't know if it would work because it's two pieces of plastic with the pocket in between. So you would end up coloring the back of one page on the front of the other. So that might not work as well.
Well, you could maybe cut it.
Oh, you are?
You are working on one.
Cecilia's working on one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you'll let me know. Okay, great. Great.
I know. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah, right.
This year, we really have been given like nothing. And just I'm coming up with different solutions and sometimes they're even better than if I would have been able to buy what people say is the correct thing. So yeah, if that's what you have, then use those up.
So we just gotta scrounge. Well, that's what our teachers do is anyway, we scrounge. We totally scrounge. Good.
Yeah.
Is anybody, I'm curious, is anybody actually working on them right now?
I am.
Put my view, hold on, let me put my view on
I am.
gallery so I could see everybody. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So everybody's
see
working
me,
on
Steph?
them. Nice.
Can you see me?
Who's saying that?
Your mother.
Oh, my mother. All right, let me remove spotlight so I can see my mother. Where's my mother? There's my mother. Oh, you made flowers on, what's the plastic that you used?
This is acetate. It's all I have. With a white paper in back of it.
It looks
Okay,
good.
so
That's
you're
beautiful.
using regular acetate.
Yes, with the marker.
Uh-huh.
I actually did it on white paper first while I was waiting.
Yeah.
And I colored some of it and now I'm going over it with the acetate.
Oh, so wait, so you're just outlining your design
Yes, but I had colored it before
on the paper.
on the paper.
So when you color it on plastic,
I'm supposed to
sorry,
turn
my
it to
voice.
the back.
color it on the back,
in the back, yeah,
right? Not the side with the black, because then the black will go away when you put the color down,
yes.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
very
you can
nice.
see
It is, I
barely
like,
shows on the acetate. Well, this is what I've got.
That looks good so far. We'll see how it works out.
really
Who
nice.
else is holding up? Cecilia's holding up a work. Let's spotlight Cecilia and see what you've got. Oh, froggies. I found Froggy just like the froggies. Oh, they're cute.
It's blurry.
Well, because she's got the background blur. So if you move a certain way,
Sorry
oh, there
about
we
that.
go. That's good.
Ah, yeah.
So you're coloring on the back of the outline. Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah.
They're so cute. And what is your acetate? Is it regular acetate?
Mine's not. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Mine's a page protector. Actually, I cut it to 5x8 just with a little paper cutter, and then I just cut it open. So it's just a page protector.
So it's just half of it. Half of
Yeah,
the
yeah. I got a few pieces because that's what's left of it.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay, so we'll see
yeah.
if how that works out.
Is
Yeah.
that a little bit more of a matte surface than the acetate? So
Oh,
it
It's a
has
little, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of,
a
but
little
I
too.
feel like once I get the foil behind it, it'll still
It'll be fine.
make the light kind of pop behind the color.
Does it have a little tooth to grab the marker better?
I don't know. Well, I've honestly, I kind of wish I had a piece of laminate nearby to compare it because I do feel like the laminate is thicker, right? At least than the page protector, I think. And probably that of a transparency too, which would have been my other option to just kind of grab, but I don't know, I
We'll
figured
have
I'd
to
give
do
it
a
a try.
test, like a side-by-side test of all the different plastics and see which one works better.
Right, right. But I love the idea of making use of something that would go to waste otherwise. So
Absolutely. Great
yeah,
idea.
yep.
I'm
Okay,
yeah,
who else is working? Who else always makes one? Sandra, are
question.
you working on one? Okay, let's spotlight you. Oh, a cupcake. Look at that.
Hmm.
And what's your plastic? What's your substrate?
I am working on a laminate piece. I have a whole bunch of leftover pieces and parts,
Oh, perfect.
and it's the 5 mil, so it's a little bit
Not
thicker.
perfect. It's not perfect.
It's a little bit thicker. It's
It's
nice.
thicker, so it's working out great. Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm anxious to see what they all look like with the tinfoil behind them. Anybody else have something they're working on they'd like to share?
I did have a pointer to share.
Yes, ma'am.
I had a ton of laminating film from a previous school I worked at, and I talked to my students about St. John the Divine, and we learned about rose windows. And I got a bunch of shape tracers from a math teacher, so we created symmetrical stained glass windows, and they drew a cathedral. And we cut holes and taped their windows to the back and hung them up so you could see the sunlight shining through. But
Oh,
you can
cool.
use rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol on a Q-tip if you get it in a spot where you don't want it to take it off.
Nice. Nice. I think also
I have
um
one too.
the wipes that come in the cans also take off Sharpie, which I've discovered. And I was taught that by my students. The sanitary wipes take off. Okay, we have a dinosaur on tinfoil. Look how cute that is.
Oh, I got the little thingy.
That's adorable. So you almost finished. You just got to tape it all together.
Yeah,
So cute.
disregard the mess behind me and the toddler.
Oh, it's the story of our lives. We all have mess. I love it.
I tried it. This is the sheet protector also.
Oh,
So
cool. Okay. Are
working
you
out
an
okay.
elementary teacher also?
now I teach middle school and high school.
So do you think that this would go over well with your middle schoolers and their high schools?
I mean, depending on I can change the context of what they're drawing. It could work well. Like right now, I've got my drawing kids doing like pumpkins from observation. They could do a contour of a pumpkin on this and
Very
color it in.
Very
So
cool.
possibly.
Very- Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I had
Mel-
seen,
Melissa, let's see what Melissa.
What's that?
And I also wanted to share, I did smudge with the Sharpies, which
Okay.
the kids are going to do.
But- oh my
I don't
God.
recommend it,
Yeah.
but they do blend very nicely if you could see it. It went more abstract. I'm also elementary, so to have a lot of success, I feel abstraction is always a good way.
And what's your substrate? What's your
I
plastic?
actually cut from a really old piece of lamination that I had that nobody ever uses anymore, transparency paper.
Right.
So again, it's nice to recycle.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. This was very, very great. My students would enjoy it. I'd like to try to figure out another way from having to eliminate the tape and aluminum foil
Mhm.
business, because it's a lot of students to do on the side.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
with art club that's a smaller, load obviously would work better, but right to the window seems to work good too, though.
Mhm.
We always end up giving ourselves more work.
We sure do.
But yeah, when we try to give the kids something really meaningful. Anybody else want to share? I saw other people holding up.
I just want to make a point to add to what you were saying.
Yes.
If you I did something similar. In addition, instead of using the aluminum foil, we actually traced everything on the acetate the same way, but then I put black paper behind it, believe it or not. And then we took a white strip of paper and we kind of make it look like it was like a flashlight. So I had them do like nocturnal animals, and they drew like raccoons, and it was cute, like they were going through trash cans. And then you put on the black paper, but then you put this white strip, and then you go like this back and forth. It's like interactive, and then you can see the animal, like it's almost like that it's caught in the headlights or in the flashlight. So it's kind of like a continuation if you want to play around with different materials in addition to the foil too.
I remember seeing that on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, it was, I think it was in maybe one of like the what was it, not the Scholastic Art, one of those ones. I think
One
it
of
might
them.
have been, yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
It
But
was it was actually, wasn't it in one of the page protectors where you slid the light around like a flashlight?
You could have done it exactly in a
Yeah.
page protector. I used the the overhead projector papers. They traced it the same method, but instead of using the foil in the background, because she said she had to think of something instead of using foil because of the class sizes. But if
Right.
you have access to paper, it's a little bit easier. Put the black paper, and it's nice also if you want to tie in like a STEM created type of thing too, like and incorporate different things to it. But thank you.
See, this is why I love this group, Elizabeth. Everybody has something to share or a way to extend it or change it or elevate it, or, it's such a great group. Everybody has great ideas. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, when I also saw this, I had already started to do it, but then I saw it in one of the museums near here and they were having a special exhibit, and they were larger and they were city scenes with like lots of buildings and a skyline and the little windows and all. It was a lot of detail. So the city neighborhood scenes would be great with the architectural detail and the steps and the banisters and stuff. Would be fun.
I just had a flash of like the Batman symbol up with the like the spotlight with the white paper, like shining up into the sky. And I don't know, that's where my head went when you said skyline. But this is fun.
I've had students do this on overhead transparencies, and we've done like an illuminated letter. And then I had them cut black paper to a frame, and they taped the illuminated letter into the frame and then taped the foil behind that. And I've had fourth graders do the whole process, like cutting the frame and doing all the taping and everything. So you know, it is possible. You don't have to use like the black tape and everything too, which is like teacher driven. So just another idea.
That's a great idea. And I love
Mhm.
illuminated letters. They're so
Mhm.
gorgeous. Thank you. Anybody else want to share any ideas?
Well, I have a question with all the different ideas, the different type of plastic. Are people, and maybe I missed it if you said it, are you using some other way of coloring besides the Sharpies?
Nina said that she's finding if you use or apply the Sharpie markers in a circular motion, the colors blend very nicely.
Mhm.
I think that was the only mention.
I use Sharpie.
I think Sharpie is the best way
Okay,
for
well, that's
coloring these. Oh, you've used oil pastel?
interesting.
Really? Doesn't that come off as solid and not translucent? Martha?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I use the oil pastel and then I put the a white like plain printer paper on the background so that it won't smear after the kids color it in.
But isn't the oil pastel solid and does not let the light through?
It depends. I forgot what brand it was because when I did try it the first time, I had that issue. I can't recall what brand I used, but it looks really nice on like the acetate paper.
So, okay, so I'm just trying to picture. Are they spreading it with their finger on the plastic to thin it out to let the light through? Okay.
Correct.
So they're
And
not
then like
just like rubbing the crayon without spreading it.
exactly.
Got it. That's a good idea. Something to try also. Anyone else want to share?
I've been
Oh, thank
using
you, Alyssa.
I've been using the Bic intensity markers because I found that some of the Sharpies are really light. Like when you have some of the pastel ones, I think the Bic ones show up a little bit better. And they hold up almost as good as a Sharpie. The point is not as hard, but I think you get a wider variety of colors and they're a little bit less expensive if you can find them on sale.
Mhm.
Bic. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true that if you get that big box of Sharpies with all the colors, I found like really some of the colors you don't need. So the most basic color range I think is the best. Because the pastels don't really show up that much against the foil.
Yeah, they're only good for paper,
Mhm.
paper projects. Anyone else want to share any ideas or thoughts? Shape tracers. Marissa says, I'm doing similar to what the teacher, hold on, let me go back to that message. Similar to what the teacher who said she used shape tracers did, I used graph paper to plan out my design to make a geometric design. That's good. So are most of you guys elementary level?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alyssa says, thank you for these art clubs and thank you, Elizabeth. I'm so glad you enjoyed this session. We have another one coming up next week. We have a representative from Art of Education University who's going to be speaking with us, and another one or two in November. So again, I apologize for the slow start, but I'm happy to be back up and running, even croaky and froggy as I am. And Elizabeth, thank you for jumping in and getting the ball rolling. You are a trooper. And if you want to try when you log off, maybe there's just too much going on your computer with the Zoom and everything. If you want to resend the file to me,
Okay.
and then anyone who asks for it, I will forward them the presentation. I'll just make sure that they copy it, instead of just, if you're gonna make any changes, make a copy of it so that you don't mess up Elizabeth's original. Thanks, Jill. I appreciate you. Misty, you know what? If anybody would like a copy of the presentation, just email me. I'll put my email in the chat, and then I will, as soon as I get a good version of the presentation, I will send an email out to you guys, okay? mndnspirit@aol.com. There you go. All right. And yeah, so maybe your computer is just on overload and
Yeah.
what's happening, but you can send it to me again and hopefully it'll be okay.
Okay.
All right. So this was great. Hopefully everybody got some good ideas, and if anybody would like to volunteer a session or has an idea or would like to talk to me, send me an email, and we can have a conversation. And Elizabeth, again, I appreciate you so much. And technology is a thing, you can't live with it, can't live without it. But we are here to help each other out, and patience is a wonderful thing. So stay tuned for next week. I will be sending out, I think I already sent out the email for next week's session. So register and have a good weekend. And I will see you all next week.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.